Would you agree that once a bullet is fired from a gun,
Yes, my lord.
a cartridge casing falls out and the projectile is what hits the body?
Yes, that's correct.
It's what kills the person. Would I be correct? If a person dies of a gunshot wound, it's the projectile that has killed.
It's the one that penetrates, doesn't mean that's the one that kills.
It's the one that penetrates. You're obviously aware that Mr. Katanga died of a single gunshot wound to his head.
That's the issues we have heard about, and that's what was given in the case information.
So the answer is yes. He died of a single gunshot wound to the head.
I cannot confirm that, but I know that the person in question was penetrated by the projectile.
Okay. So Mr. Katanga was penetrated by a projectile. And one projectile was brought to your lab for DNA analysis.
My lord, that is...
No, my question is, one projectile was brought to your lab for DNA analysis.
Yes, that's correct, my lord.
And you found that projectile with Mr. Katanga's DNA on it?
Yes.
Yes, that's my question. So I want you just to look at your conclusion in paragraph K. Yeah?
Yes, my lord.
If we can, that is page 28 or 48. My lord, the one which starts the results. This which is the last sentence, the last paragraph on the page, which starts, the results from the analysis support the hypothesis HP. In this regard, it is more than 1 billion times likely that the major contributor is Mole Katanga and the minor contributor is the deceased Henry Katanga. So it is your evidence that the bullet that went through Mr. Katanga's head had Mrs. Katanga as the main contributor of DNA.
Yes, and that's why we said
Thank you.
Therefore, the suspect cannot be excluded as a donor contributor.
Thank you. The bullet that ripped through the head of the deceased had Mrs. Katanga as the major contributor.
Yes.
By 1 billion times.
My lord.
Would that be fair to say?
No, you are...
No, you'll answer later. I want to put it to you that in fact is the challenge of DNA evidence. That we do not know how, who, when, it is the challenge. I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm saying that exhibit explains everything we need to know about DNA. Correct?
My lord, from this exhibit, there is biological material.
Just answer my question. Does that explain the challenge of DNA evidence? That a bullet that goes through one person's head has another person with 1 billion times more DNA on it?
Yes, but do you know...
Thank you.
Nobody knows where the bullet landed.
That's the whole point. But I want to go to now the second topic.
So my lord, there is...
I want to go to the second topic.
He's pointing out that the activities that lead up to the deposition of the DNA.
Yes, you already told us you don't do activity level DNA. You just tell us the source.
Yes.
And I am saying the danger of the source is in that exhibit. Now I want to go to the next topic. Again, I want you to go to your report. By asking much obliged. The next topic, Mr. Mamiru, I want you to go to your report. I want you to take us to annexure 4, which are the Euroformics results. My lord, it is this 23S007.
Yes, I have that in my file.
I don't know if that's the same page you have. And that was a bed sheet recovered from Mole Katanga.
Yes.
The sample is 6H2Y23. Yes, my lord. If you look, just after the heading data, you see the sample 6H2Y23S007. Can you confirm that the system shows the user?
Yes, that is the person who logs into the system.
That's the person who inputted the data?
No.
That's the person who used the system that day?
No, we have people who log into the system and they have assistants.
Just hold. Okay, but that's the user. Can you see the user?
Yes, that's the user who
Can you
logged onto
confirm that the
Windows
user
platform.
is B. Harelimana?
Yes, that is one of my analysts.
B. Harelimana. Can you confirm that that is Assistant Superintendent of Police Barnabas Harelimana?
My God, I can confirm Barnabas Harelimana is my staff.
How many pages is that analysis that you have?
For that particular specimen, I have 3 pieces of paper.
So if you can turn to the 3rd page, then the page after that would be the next specimen, correct?
Yes.
So my lord, I want us to go to the next specimen. So if I can, after the 3rd page, the next one, then the next one, which is now a new Euroformics. This one is, would I be correct to say that that is sample 6H2Y23S0014?
Yes.
6H2Y 23 S0014, which is dried blood from the corporate. 014, yes, 014. Forgive me, my lord. 6H2Y 23S0014. S014. S014. Apologies. Thank you, my learned friend. 014. Can you confirm it's dried blood from the door frame of the Katanga house?
That's correct, my lord.
Can you confirm the user is also?
Yes, the user here, as you indicated earlier, that is my staff.
The user is Assistant Superintendent of Police Barnabas Harelimana.
He's a staff and an analyst under the supervision.
ASP Barnabas Harelimana. Can you take us to the next sample? How many pages do we move from that one? Can you confirm, I know that is the Euroformics, can you confirm the sample is 6H2Y23S0017? 017. 6H2Y23S017. Can you confirm that the user is El Mutesi?
That's correct.
Can you confirm that that is Superintendent of Police Lillian Doris Mutesi?
Yes, that's correct.
And can you confirm that the sample Lillian Doris Mutesi?
That is the person who had logged into the Windows platform.
And can you confirm that the sample is the magazine?
Yes, this is the swab from the magazine.
Can you take us to the next Euroformics result?
Yes.
How many pages?
I have 3 pages.
How many? What would the sample be? 6H2Y.
019.
Would the sample be 6H2Y 23S019?
Yes, that's correct.
Is it 019 or 020?
019.
019, yeah?
Yes, that's what I have.
And would you agree that that sample is the trigger and trigger house?
That's the swab from the trigger and trigger house.
Can you confirm that the user was Superintendent of Police Lillian Doris Mutesi?
Yeah, that's correct.
Can you go to the next sample? How many pages do we turn?
3 papers.
Would I be correct to say that that is sample 6H2Y23S020?
That's correct.
Would I be correct to say that that's the barrel of the gun?
That is a swab from the barrel of the gun.
Would I be correct to say that the user is Superintendent of Police Lillian Doris Mutesi?
That's correct.
Is that sample a swabbing taken from Henry Katana during post-mortem.
Yes, that is a cutting from the swab.
It is 6H2Y 23S021. Yes, my lord. I don't know what you have there. Because we don't have page numbers on ours, so yours is the correct. No. Yours is the correct one, my lord. The one we have in ours says 682Y 23S021. But my lord, yours is we don't have a correct one. You have the correct one, so I don't know the sample number you have is the one we'd have to go with.
Yes,
So it means 21 is missing from the exhibit in court. Lilian Doris Mutesi.
it is El Mutesi, the user is El Mutesi. We have just.
Lilian Doris Mutesi. How do you get to the next one? We count 3 pages.
That's correct, my lord.
That is sample 682Y23S022, which is the projectile. Is that correct?
That's correct, my lord.
And you can confirm the user again is Lilian Doris Mutesi.
Yes, we have a user here.
We just have 2 more to go. So.
That's correct, my lord.
Have I seen a user by the names of Andrew Mubiru?
That's correct.
Mr. Mubiru, would I be fair to say that the samples for the trigger and trigger house, the magazine, and the barrel of the gun were all done by a user using the name, by a user called Superintendent of Police Lilian Doris Mutesi?
No, that's not correct, my lord.
According to the Euroformix results, was the user Lilian Doris Mutesi for those samples?
That is the user who was logged into the system at the
Yes,
time.
thank you. So the user on 6A, the user for the samples for the trigger and trigger house, barrel of the gun, and magazine. For the trigger and trigger house. So it's one sample, remember, trigger and trigger house. Yeah. The magazine and the barrel of the gun. But the user
Who is logged in
was Superintendent of Police Lilian Doris Mutesi.
who is logged in at the time when he used the tool.
Can you confirm that the report before this court is signed by you and Superintendent of Police? Can you confirm it's signed by you, Andrew Mubiru, and Assistant Superintendent of Police Barnabas Hariliman?
My lord, the report is authored by examiner number 1, who is myself, and also examiner number 8, who has now been reviewed in this court.
As Assistant Superintendent of Police Barnabas Hariliman?
Yes, ma'am.
The report is signed by Mr. Andrew Mubiru.
The report has been authored. The report before court was authored by examiner number 1.
No, I'm not about signature.
Authored by examiner number 1 and examiner number 8, both who have been reviewed in court.
And so it's also, and okay, that's who authored it. Thank you for answering another question. So is it signed by Andrew Mubiru, Assistant Commissioner of Police, and by Barnabas Hariliman, Assistant Superintendent of Police?
Yes, that's correct.
Andrew Mubiru and Barnabas Hariliman. Would I therefore be correct to say that Lilian Doris Mutesi did not sign this report?
Lilian Mutesi did not author this report.
I'm asking about signing.
Not sign.
Did not sign the report.
Did not author and did not sign.
But it is her credentials that were used to analyze the trigger and trigger house, the magazine, and the barrel.
It is her credentials which are on the system logged in at the time we use the tool.
So my question again, just please answer my question. You'll get another question later. It is her credentials that analyze that are used to analyze the trigger and trigger house, the barrel, and the magazine.
And credentials are for the user that is logged in at the time we use the tool.
Okay, let me ask the question like this. Does Euroformix identify the user at that point as Lillian Mutesi?
Euroformix identifies the user who is logged in, but also can identify the computer that you're utilizing.
So I'm asking about the user. Yes. Does it identify Lillian Mutesi on the trigger and trigger house, barrel, and magazine? My last question is I want to move on
as a user on the computer which is logged in.
Okay, and take that answer. Identifies her as the user on the computer that is logged in. Yes, maybe my lord, we can do a quick interpretation. Identifies Lillian Doris Mutesi as the user who is logged in. Katanga House at plot 50 Chwatu Road.
Yes, I was able to gain access.
Thank you. Just answer my question. House at plot 50. Is it plot 50A?
I'm not certain.
Plot 50A Chwatu Road, Mbuya. Yes, Chwa, right for the Kabaka. Be right to say. I want to suggest to you that there is a command post. There was a command post at that time.
There are two levels of command posts. You have got the outer ring for administration, then you have the one positioned outside the seat of crime.
So there's a thing called, so we're clear? The command post is a terminology of police.
No, it is when you set up a scene, when you cordon off a scene, you have got an administrative area, you have an area for media, then you identify where the seat is.
I want to know, my lord, where Mr. Muguri was.
I was able to take position at the administrative area and also enter the house to offer myself for technical guidance nearer to the seat of the incident, which was the master bedroom.
So you were inside the house?
Yes.
Near the master bedroom?
Yes, there is a post there, which was set up.
Offering guidance?
Technical guidance.
Inside the house?
Yes, the main seat of is inside the house, upstairs.
Was this like the house? Yes.
Upstairs?
That's correct.
Inside the master bedroom?
No. Outside the master bedroom, there was a technical post set up.
No, let's just know where you were. When you bring in another topic,
He's saying inside. I was not inside, outside because.
You were just near the door?
Yes. Yes.
You were just near the door? You're much obliged.
Upstairs, outside.
Mr. Mobiru, would I be correct to say? No, I want to suggest to you that your directorate has issued a crime scene procedure manual.
Yes, we have a crime scene procedure manual. Which has been approved by the Inspector General Police.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't say we'll ask who answer exactly what you asked.
Are you also an approver on it?
As a director, I also have a role to play in approving the procedure manual.
If I gave you the crime scene procedure manual,
So what was the question?
does he also approve the crime scene management procedure manual? The crime scene procedure manual?
Yes, that's correct.
I would you said that.
He said he approves it. He has a role as the director.
I have a role
The role of rules
of approving prior to.
Of approving the crime scene procedure manual. If I show it to you, can identify it?
Of a crime scene procedure manual, QP028.
Is it the one?
It appears to be the one, but it's not the one that I authorized.
You can bring the one you authorized to court?
Yes, I can bring it.
What is that?
This is a copy of the crime scene procedure manual, unsigned, unapproved, and it's titled Crime Scene Management Procedure Manual QP028.
And does it?
Unsigned?
Yes.
Unapproved.
Unapproved.
And uncontrolled.
So you can
and control.
Yeah. And you are in a position to provide this court with the signed, approved, and controlled version.
Ah, yes, that's correct, my lord.
With the sign
Approved
and
and controlled version. So my lord will be asking him to provide it, but I will continue the cross-examination now. Can you order? No. The exact one is with him. He wants to bring us a signed one. What I was informing him is that every scene of crime officer in Uganda should have this.
Yes, this is the guideline, the procedure manual that we...
So my lord, when he's saying control, it's not that it's to him alone. If he ordered, it can simply come there.
okay.
Let's just go on the record to say that it is correct that every scene of crime officer in Uganda should have a copy.
Every scene of crime officer is encouraged to know the contents of the manual, put them in practice.
Would I be correct to say that in that manual, which you approved, you are supposed to establish the boundaries of the scene of crime?
Yes, the manual guides the officer that they
That's the answer.
Establish the
The boundaries.
boundary.
Would I be correct to suggest, I want to suggest to you, that there is a difference between the scene of crime and the seat, S-E-A-T, the seat of crime in that manual?
Yes,
It is correct that in this case, the scene of crime was the Katanga house and the seat of crime was the Katanga bedroom.
that's how the scene of crime officer defined it.
Was the Katanga house and the seat, S-E-A-T, the seat of crime was the Katanga bedroom. Mr. Mugiro, can you confirm that you went to the Katanga house on the 2nd of November 2023?
Yes, I signed the crime scene.
Did you go to the Katanga house on the 2nd of November 2023?
Yes, if I can check the logs, I attended the scene. I cannot recall the exact date, but I do remember, and I signed on an entry log.
On the 2nd of November.
Yes, ma'am.
Now it's adding, when they have a second of
November.
Is it true that on the second of November?
Yes, it's possible, my lord. I just need to check the access log because it's quite some time. So, but I signed the act there.
You went to the Katanga house? But I don't remember.
Did you go to the Katanga house more than 7 times?
Every time I attended, I signed the.
My question, did you go to the Katanga house on 7 different dates?
I don't remember how many times, but on several occasions I went to the scene and I signed the entry log.
And you'll also be able to bring us those entry logs that you signed.
Those entry logs are with the scene of crime officer, custodian.
Do you have them?
I don't have them.
He doesn't have them.
What are those logs?
Entry and exit logs.
Yes, we have an entry log.
So you signed when you got in and you signed when you got out.
We sign when we get in.
He
And
doesn't have it.
I don't
Yes.
have them.
But he also says he went there many times, my lord.
On several occasions. We shall count the number of times they appear in the log.
Okay, now, did you sign in the entry log as a crime scene examiner or as a DNA analyst?
As a supervisor.
What is that called?
He signed in the entry log as a supervisor.
Yes.
So you were not there as a DNA analyst.
Yes, as a supervisor of DNA
That's-
analysis.
No,
I am also still a supervisor.
Oh,
no. He signed as a supervisor
Yes.
at the house.
Yes.
You were supervising everything that was happening, CID, and
No, I was supervising the technical areas which I'm competent in.
that is the scene of crime officer.
No,
Am I correct to say that you are the commander of scene of crime officers?
no, I am not.
Are you the person with direct control of scene of crime officers?
I superintend over 7 departments. And
One of them is
departments is criminal identification, under which there is a section of scene of crime.
So you've answered my question by saying yes.
So let him say this.
So he superintends.
Saying
Maybe my lord, let me rephrase the question.
in
Do
the
you- as a supervisor.
Of who?
As a supervisor, I was supervising the team that was undertaking the blood pattern analysis.
The team.
You're supervising.
Was undertaking the radio pattern.
the supervision of the team that was undertaking the blood pattern analysis.
Okay, he has seen it.
Mr. Muguru, can you confirm that that blood pattern analysis was done on the 22nd of November?
They did it over several days, and I don't know when they
No, according to the report that has been given to us.
Yes,
we
you gave me a
visited
report
the
here.
scene once on 22nd November. Is that report false?
No, we released the report. I think you gave me a copy. I need to look at it again and tell you the date when it was released.
No, it was released much later in January, but just confirm. Visited.
Yes, it is here on the 22nd of November 2023 at 10:52.
So it's not correct to tell court that you are just supervising that team.
I'm a supervisor. That's my
Just listen to my question.
So you don't know the blood pattern.
The blood pattern analysis was done on the 22nd of November 2023.
Is that so?
That's the date when the team engaged at the scene.
In fact, Mr. Mobiru, that's the date the team engaged, my lord, is the answer.
So what about the blood pattern? You're asking about the blood pattern.
Yes, my question is very simple. Yes, my question is very simple. The blood pattern analysis was only done on the 22nd of November 2023.
So,
No, but the team was there from the beginning because
Show us that in the report.
no, this is when the team engaged. But we have a team that is always at the scene.
Go to page 2 of that report.
Yes.
Can you read paragraph 1?
Paragraph 1 on the 22nd of 2023.
On what?
On the 22nd of November 2023 at 10:52, SP Georgie Damiano led the evidence response team comprised of IP Inshot, AIP Akombela to a scene located at Plot 50, Chwatu Road, Buya.
So is it fair to say that according to this report,
Yes.
he doesn't know anything about the blood pattern.
no, my lord, he has said he supervised. He signed to supervise that exercise.
Yes, but then
No, the report is clear that there is only one date. He has told this court he appeared there 7 times as a supervisor. Several times. Several times. So, Mr. Mubiru, I want us to go to the times you were there. We can see that on 22nd you were there to supervise a blood pattern analysis.
Yes.
you know anything about the deaths?
No, I don't.
No, the activities. I'm interested in the activities.
I was,
that put
my lord,
him there.
my lord, I was at the scene on several occasions, but every time I go to the scene, I am there as a supervisor. I am the director of forensic services.
So just
And
let's get that
administratively,
let's
I
slow
have
down.
an administrative role to supervise all activities under my command.
So you have, would I be correct to say that you have an administrative role to supervise all activities under your command?
That's correct.
I have
An administrative role to supervise all activities under his command.
continue.
Mr. Mubiru, one of the activities under your command is the activities of a scene of crime officer.
Crime scene management is one of the activities under my command.
So the answer to my question is yes.
That's correct.
When you visited the scene, you supervised the scene of crime officers in this case.
All the personnel of forensics who are at the scene, I administratively have to supervise them.
So did you supervise this?
On the several occasions I was there to do my supervisory role as an administrator. And also on some occasions, to technical guidance.
Mr. Mubiru, could you answer my question? Did you you're also supervising the scene of crime officer?
You know, when you are not specific,
Yes, my lord. They are under my
generalize when you don't know what you do. So he wants to know. Yes.
they are under my supervision, my lord.
You didn't say they are
You said they're under his supervision. Yes.
Who?
The scene of crime officers.
That was the last case.
Hmm.
What about the latest?
My lord, you can move. The latest is, so the entire crime scene management in this case was done under your personal and direct supervision.
That's not correct.
The next question, my lord, as I'm winding up this, can you confirm that for every time you attended the scene, supervised the activities of the scene of crime officers?
My Lord, I've already answered that question.
Yes or no?
Supervisor.
So the answer is yes. Please answer. Just answer. Feel free to answer. You're under oath and you're being honest.
I did not directly superintend over him, but I supervise all the activities of my personnel.
So is the answer that I supervised the activities or that I did not supervise the activities?
I supervise the activities of my personnel.
So my question is not is the SOCO. Did you supervise the activities of SOCO?
I supervise the activities of all forensic personnel, including the SOC.
Yes or no?
No. So in this case, you are the SOCO.
No, I am not the SOC.
You are the crime scene examiner.
No, I am not.
You are the analyst.
I am an analyst in the laboratory as a DNA analyst.
Do you find it irregular for the DNA analyst to go to a scene of crime, sign a log as a supervisor, not as an analyst, and then also appear in the lab? Don't you agree that your role in this case is irregular?
My Lord, my role is not irregular and it's not unusual for experts to attend scenes of crime.
But you are not attending as an expert. You are attending, let's be clear. You attended the scene of crime not as an expert, but as a supervisor.
Both technical and administrative.
When you signed in the law, did you sign as an expert or as a supervisor?
I signed as supervisor, my Lord.
So you attended the scene of crime as a supervisor.
That's correct, my Lord.
So now, I want to wind up this particular chapter. Mr. Mubiru, can you confirm that if a scene is not well managed, samples can be contaminated?
That is precisely the reason why we manage the scene,
Yes or no?
not to contaminate or to pollute the scene.
So is it true that people see the good money?
Yes, pollution can happen.
Pollution.
Yes, my Lord.
Is it true that in your crime scene procedure manual, you tell people who are recovering exhibits to change their gloves as regularly as possible?
That is the best practice that we guide them.
So the answer is yes.
That's correct, my Lord.
They tell people who are in the crime scene procedure manual, they instruct the officers to change their gloves as many times as possible to avoid contamination.
That's correct, my Lord.
Is what the officer
Change gloves.
and then what's the office?
To avoid contamination. Would I be correct to suggest, no, I'll suggest to you rather, that if an officer, hypothetical, wears one pair of gloves and recovers a gun, opens someone's handbag and recovers a phone, touches bed sheets, recovers exhibits, marks them, takes blood swabs, he is likely to be transferring DNA from one sample to another.
That is true as long as not changing gloves as often as possible.
So if gloves are not changed, maybe if the gloves are not changed, an officer is likely to transfer DNA from one item to another with the same pair of gloves.
Yes, if you use one set of gloves and you don't change them after recovering one piece of evidence, you can transfer to the next item.
And in order to document that that didn't happen, then it's proper that after changing gloves, we should have one central place where the gloves are kept so there can be accountability.
My Lord, the scene of crime officers are guided to collect all their materials once they are leaving the scene. Now, how they do it, that is a tactical matter.
We're in court. Tactical. You were there. Supervising. There are gloves. Materials.
Once they are done with the processing the scene, how they do it during the processing will be up to them.
Just two questions, but for purposes of of this case. Can you confirm that you do not have a record of a change of gloves?
I know that's not there. We had
Thank you.
sufficient
Thank you.
gloves at the scene.
That's not there.
I-
There's no record.
We don't record that I've changed the glove. Even when I was in court here, I don't record that now I've changed.
Stop recording.
It's just that once we are done,
Actually,
The gloves.
actually, when you're in court here, you stopped changing.
I was changing my gloves. This is the practice.
But you don't record. You see that
We don't record that.
the
my
thing
lord.
is that at the scene of crime,
This is it's not even in the guidelines.
there is no evidence that there's no evidence that one person didn't wear one pair of gloves and give us a contaminated scene.
My lord, I cannot answer to that, and I don't have that.
Okay. Now, I want us to go to your report, just the last question on this. And I want us to go to page 29 of 48. Now, that's the last question on this, and I go to a new topic. Page 29 of 48. So at page 29 of 48, you speak of in paragraph L, Are you there?
That's correct, my lord.
A partial mixed DNA profile of 2 donor contributors
Yes.
from exhibit labeled 7,
Yes.
which is 6H2Y23S023, which is a cartridge casing. Yes, paragraph L at page 29. Sample is 6H2Y23S023.
Yes, that's there.
Recovered, it's a cartridge casing recovered from the bed sheet.
Yes, that's correct, my lord.
Would I be, can you confirm that a cartridge casing is when you fire the bullet and the projectile leaves, the spent cartridge is what falls?
Yes, that's correct, my lord. The spent cartridge is what is ejected by the fire.
Is it correct to say that when I look at your report at page 29, I put it to you that the results of the DNA here show that the DNA on that cartridge belonged to 2 untested, unrelated individuals from the Ugandan population, unrelated to Mole Katanga.
That's
Henry
correct, my
Katanga.
lord. The results from the analysis support the defense hypothesis, as stated.
The hypothesis is that 2 untested individuals from the Ugandan population who are not related to Henry Katanga and Mole Katanga are the donor contributors of the DNA. I suggest to you that those 2 individuals are officers and men of the Uganda police force who were very busy contaminating the scene of crime.
No, that's not correct, my lord.
So do you know whose DNA it is?
I don't know who those 2 untested unknown, but the people that we use in the forensics, we have their DNA specimen.
What about those in CID?
Only the people who
Yeah.
are participating
So-
in the
so-
scene management.
So that can be Betty.
I don't know.
That can be Kadarura Bob.
I don't know.
That can be, my lord, I was mentioning police officers who are at the scene. He doesn't have the DNA of Kadarura Bob.
No, I don't.
And he was there.
I don't have his DNA specimen.
And you are not. Projectile is different from the DNA on the cartridge casing.
My lord, is yesterday said DNA is DNA, but the contributors of the DNA.
No, my question.
Mm.
The DNA on the projectile is different from the DNA of the cartridge casing, correct?
The contributors of the DNA on the cartridge cases are different from the contributors of the DNA on the projectile.
I want to move to the next topic. You will agree with me that your lab must be independent. A lab must be independent.
It's one of the principles that we have. Technically, we are independent. Administratively, and
No, listen, answer the question you asked.
Okay.
The lab must be independent. You agree that its methods must be tested and reliable.
That's correct.
You issued and published on the internet a performance report for your director. Is that correct?
That's correct, my lord.
If I show it to you, can you identify it? It's published on the internet for everyone
Yes,
to
it's
read.
a published document.
The issue,
He issued a performance report for the Directorate of Forensic Services. Can you confirm that that document is the report?
Yes, this is the performance report that was published.
Can you confirm it has your signature?
I authored the foreword on the published document.
The answer to the question was, can you confirm it has your signature?
Yes, that's correct.
Please go to page 29 of that report. Do you see the last paragraph of page 29 of your report?
Yes.
I'll read it maybe for purposes. No, you can read it for us.
Starting from the ISO. That's
Yes.
correct. The ISO IEC 17025 2017 International Standard specifies the general requirements for competence, impartiality, and consistent operation with laboratories. Standard is applicable to all organizations performing laboratory activities regardless of the number of personnel. Laboratory customers, regulatory authorities, organizations, and schemes using peer assessment, accreditation bodies, and others use the standard in confirming or recognizing the competence of the laboratories. The documentation of our process ensures that forensic analysis is fit for purpose to derive maximum value from the crime scene to the courts of law.
Would I be fair to say, no, according to this document, you recognize the competence and impartiality of the lab. One of the ways is to use the international standard ISO /IEC 17025:2017.
Yes, that is the standard we benchmark ourselves on.
Thank you. The standard is ISO, my lord.
What does it say about the standard?
He said that's the standard they use to benchmark. ISO, the standard is, they use this standard to benchmark. The standard is the ISO /IEC 17025, then a colon, I think, 2017. And according to this standard is applicable to organizations performing laboratory services.
Yes.
According to this.
Yes, those are the organizations you can benchmark against it.
Is applicable to organizations, and I think my Malami friend should stop communicating. No.
It's okay. The standard